Joe Biden's economic plan was released today, and it's great for electric vehicles, but it's even better for Tesla. 25,000 Tesla may cost $11,500 with $13,500 California incentive if the $10,000 federal thing happens. Welcome back, dear friends. This is Armen Harayan from TorqueNews.com. If you are here first time, please subscribe to our channel for daily Tesla news and electric vehicle news, and ring the bell so you don't miss my coverage. And if you find this helpful, please like it and also give us thumbs up and sharing in social media. Allroot reports in Barron explaining that the White House released an outline of its roughly $2 trillion infrastructure plan ahead of Wednesday of President Joe Biden's Pittsburgh speech. Electric vehicle would be big winners from the proposed spending. All writes that that's good news for all electric vehicle investors, and it's especially good for Tesla. Tesla stock is up about 1.7% in recent trading. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, for comparison, was flat. The Biden plan all says intends to, quote, create good jobs electrifying vehicles, adding U.S. market share of plug-in electric vehicle sales is only 1/3 the size of the Chinese market. The president believes that must change. Biden is proposing a $174 billion investment to help grow the domestic supply chain so U.S. automakers can compete globally in the electric vehicle market. Importantly, the plan will provide point-of-sale rebates and tax incentives to buy American-made electric vehicles. American-made doesn't mean that foreign automakers are shut out of the incentives. Many foreign-branded cars are made in the United States, though the language might complicate things a little for the likes of BMW and Volkswagen. The White House wasn't immediately available to clarify, Barron says, and Wall Street will likely focus on the incentives. There is already a federal tax credit of $7,500 for electric vehicle purchases, but the credit runs out after a company sells 200,000 electric vehicles. Tesla, for instance, has sold too many electric vehicles for Tesla buyers to get the $7,500 federal credit, though several states still have their own incentives. The size of the new credit and any vehicle cap or lack of cap isn't included in the White House summary, but $174 billion is a lot of money for the sector. It works out to about 580,000 per plug-in electric vehicle sold in the United States in 2020. Of course, a lot of the $174 billion will end up in things such as charging infrastructure. Barron says roughly 300,000 plug-in electric vehicles were sold in the United States in 2020. That number is expected to grow rapidly. Wall Street for instance, expects Tesla deliveries to rise about 60% year over year in 2020. Wedbush analyst Dan Ives expects the federal tax credit to go up to $10,000. He also expects the tax credit ceiling of $200,000 per manufacturer to be phased out. That will restore the EV tax credits for stalwarts Tesla, added Ives in his Wednesday report. Now, if that happens, Tesla plans $25,000. Actually, Tesla's planned $25,000 car could end up being half that price when incentives kick in. For example, Tesla has been thinking of creating the $25,000 model for a long time, right? That car would be called the Model 2 by some estimates. Incentives and gas savings have the potential to turn this car into a money savings machine. Tesla Model 2 is planned to come out in the next few years. The Tesla Model 2 isn't even expected to be unveiled until the end of this year. That means production could be as much as 2 to 3 years away. If the Model 2 is released, it will be a very important vehicle for Tesla. It will also be a main staple in the electric vehicle industry. This car has the potential to sell lots of units for Tesla. The Model 2 could help lower the price of the Model 3 by decreasing demand for the Model 3. Many of these buyers would opt for the smaller and cheaper Model 2 instead. This is important because the Model Model 3's price has been raised in recent weeks. Now, Hallmark's catalog estimates that because of this incentive, this is what can happen. $13,500 California electric vehicle incentives if 10,000 federal thing happens. Therefore, $25,000 Tesla Model 2 would cost about $11,500 with fuel savings that make this car cheaper than Mac Pro, he says. You know, so the list of potential incentives on the 25,000 car is a long one. These are a good number of incentives that require many conditions in order to qualify for them. For example, the first incentive listed here is a California Clean Fuel Reward. This is a $1,500 incentive, and sadly, it only applies to residents of California, reports Torque News Tesla reporter Daniel Capo. There is also a Clean Vehicle Assistance Program listed that is a $5,000 program incentive. Another incentive is a Clean Cars for All grant, which is worth $5,500. After you take delivery of your vehicle, there is then a Clean Vehicle Rebate project that is $2,000. Now let's add them up. In an individual qualified, if an individual qualified for all these incentives, that individual could get $14,000 or more shaved off the purchase price of a new vehicle. With all these incentives, a new Tesla Model 2, a $25,000 compact car, could be less than $11,000 according to many sources. The cheapest car sold in the United States right now is the 2021 Chevrolet Spark. The Spark is priced at $14,395 for the base model, base trim LS. Now, what will be the impact of these incentives, friends? Many of these incentives have income and eligibility requirements. One of the incentives listed above applies to all California residents. The last three incentives appear to have income requirements attached. This means that the dollar amount listed for them will likely not apply to every single car buyer. The incentives are likely to be bigger than the numbers listed for lower income car buyers. At first, Tesla was a car that was priced for people who were making at least six figures for their yearly income. Now the Model 3 has come out, and that has expanded with who can afford, and that list has expanded who can afford a Tesla to even more people. And now there is more impact. These incentives are topped off with $4,300 worth of savings on fuel over 6 years. If these incentives kick in, entry-level Tesla vehicles will become perennial top sellers. Why? Because more people can afford them. What's more, there will be many people who will be able to afford a Tesla who previously could not. Therefore, Daniel Capo from Torque News, who is our Tesla reporter, says EV incentives, and particularly Tesla incentives, are nothing new. They have been going on for years. The information that was just released shows how more incentives are being added on, especially in states like California. If a vehicle more incentives are added, if a few more incentives are also added, then the car will be close to being given away for free. So what do you think, friends, about all these incentives and the new Biden's plans? Barron also says that federal support for electric vehicles is welcome news for the sector whose stocks have struggled recently. Tesla shares, for instance, are down about 29% from their 52-week high, which was only a couple of several weeks ago, right? The S&P 500 is up about 6% over the same span. The Barron also says Tesla stock, however, bounced 4% yesterday, partly in anticipation of the release of Biden's plans, which I said the White House has released an outline of its roughly $2 trillion infrastructure plan ahead of today's President Joe Biden's Pittsburgh speech. Electric vehicles would be big winners from the proposed spending, but I also said that Tesla will be a bigger beneficiary because of these incentives. Well, friends, let me know what your thoughts are. The Biden plan intends to create good jobs electrifying vehicles, adding U.S. market share share of plug-in electric vehicle sales is only 1/3 the size of the Chinese EV market. The president believes that must change, and Biden is proposing $174 billion investment to help to grow the domestic supply chains so U.S. automakers can compete globally in the electric vehicle market. Importantly, the plan will provide point-of-sale rebates and tax incentives to buy American-made electric vehicles, which I said American-made does not mean that foreign automakers are shut out of the incentives. Many foreign branded cars are made in the United States, though the language might be complicating for some. Well, friends, let me know what your thoughts are about all these developments and the incentives on Tesla. This is Armin Harayan from torquenews.com, but please subscribe to our channel for breaking daily Tesla and electric vehicle news, and ring the bell, and please give us thumbs up and like this video so Google and YouTube may show it to more people, and thus we will speed up together the electric vehicle transition by raising awareness. Have a great day, everyone. God bless you, and see you soon.